Hello, everyone. Today we are on 12.6. 12.6 is all about metric units of length. And in metric units of length, they're a little bit different than our customary. So we're switching over to the other side. So we'll be able to use models to compare metric units of length. So on page 469, we have our little customary conversion chart, or metric conversion chart, I'm sorry. So they're asking us, how in 2 meters, how many centimeters? And if you remember in the metric system, it goes up by 10 each time. So centimeter, millimeter to centimeter to decimeter. It makes sense. It goes up every single time. So in 2 meters, how many centimeters? So if in 1 meter there's 100 centimeters, all we need to multiply is 2 and 100 to get 200 centimeters to millimeters. In 1 centimeter there's 10 millimeters, so 3 times 10 would be 30. In 5 decimeters, how many centimeters? In 1 decimeter there's 10 centimeters, so 5 times 10 would be 50. Compare using less than, greater than, or equal to. In 4 meters, is 4 meters greater or less than 40 decimeters? If in 1 meter there's 10 decimeters, so 4 times 10 would be 40 decimeters. So they are equivalent to each other. Centimeters to millimeters, 5 centimeters versus 5 millimeters. If 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters, 5 centimeters would equal 50 millimeters, so 5 centimeters is greater. 6 decimeters to 65 centimeters. In 1 decimeter, there's 10 centimeters. So 6 times 10 will give you 60 centimeters for the decimeter, so 65 is greater. 7 meters to 700 millimeters. In 1 meter, there's 1,000 millimeters. So 7 times 1,000 will give you 7,000 millimeters. 7,000 millimeters is greater than 700 millimeters. So 7 meters is greater. So pretty much just changing them back to make them equivalent. It's kind of like the same denominator. Describe the length in meters. Write your answer as a fraction and as a decimeter. So 65 centimeters, we have to write it as a meter. If 1 meter is 100 centimeters, it's kind of like your denominator is going to be 100 because it equals 100 centimeters, and we want to make it 65 over 100 because we want to make it a whole meter. That's why we're putting 100 in the bottom, because that would be 1 whole meter. And we can write this as a decimal, which would be 0.65 because it's in the hundreds. So centimeters to meters, again, in the bottom is going to be 1 whole meter over 47, and that would be 0.47. 9 decimeters, write it as a, we still have to write that as meters. So in 1 meter, there's 10 decimeters. So to make it a whole on the bottom, the denominator would be 10 over 9, or 9 tenths. And to write that, make sure your 9 is in the tenths place. 2 decimeters, again, 10 is in the bottom, 2 is up top, 0.2. On the bottom, it says Lucille runs the 50-meter dash in her track meet. How many decimeters long is the race? So we want to turn meters into decimeters. In 1 meter, there's 10 decimeters. 1 meter is 10 decimeters. So 50 times 10 will give us 500 decimeters. So 500 decimeters. And then below that, it says Alexis is knitting a blanket 2 meters long. Every 2 decimeters, she changes the color of yarn to make stripes. How many stripes will the blanket have? So pretty much all you need to do here is, again, we're changing meters to decimeters. So if 1 meter equals 10 decimeters, pretty much 2 times 10, or 2 meters equals 20 decimeters. So 2 meters, I'm going to write that down. 2 meters equals 20 decimeters. If she's changing it every 2 decimeters, we're pretty much dividing now again, or by 2 to get 10 stripes. It's at like if she changes the color of yarn every 2 decimeters, she will need 10 stripes because 2 times 10 would be 20. So 10, 2 meters equals 20 decimeters. If she changes the color of yarn every 2 decis, she will make 10 stripes. And we're done.